Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is KarQ. Welcome to the KarQ, the KarQ Archives, which is my second channel where I do everything from my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/KarQ, including VOD reviewer, coaching, patch note rundowns like this, and gameplay videos. Today, April 15th, 2021, we have an experimental patch note to address some issues in the meta. I feel like no one's ever going to be happy in any meta, but there's been a lot of talk, especially about Baptiste. So I'm going to give you my thoughts along with a rundown of what they're going to do potentially and what I think will go through and what I think won't go through. So first thing we have is Baptiste. Biotic Launcher is healing, a secondary fire. Explosion radius from 60 to 50. That's good. Healing projectile direct heals 20 more. So a direct is 70. Splash is 50. Average is... Honestly, my first thought of this is a buff to good Baptiste players, because when you're pocketing someone, it's not actually that hard to hit directs when people are clumped up. What this will do is help with like the AoE. If you have two stationary tanks, Orisa Reinhardt, Sigma, Ryan, whatever, two people that stand close together, back then you just shoot the ground and everybody gets 60. Now, if you hit one for 70, the other one gets 50. At the end of the day, the raw healing from Baptiste is still really high. This isn't really too bad of a nerf. Baptiste even had 50 health healing like a couple of patches ago before they made it back up to 60. So this isn't really that much of a nerf. It adds a little bit more of a layer of skill because you have to hit a direct to benefit more from 20. But from 60 to 50, it's not a big deal. And the direct thing, you can pocket people a little bit harder if you're hitting the directs. So, I mean, even if you hit a direct and you accidentally miss and get a splash and then hit the next direct, it's still net 60. It averages out, right? You hit a 70 and then by accident you miss the direct, but it hits a splash 50. It's almost as if you never missed at all from the previous patch. It's still 60-60. So, I mean, the additional people won't get as much benefit, 10 health, but this is a fine change. I'll be honest with you. More skill, harder to nerf and buff. Balances out. Now, everybody's been talking about Immortality Field and Lamp. A lot of people have been complaining about the fact that, you know, the whole idea of it being an ability and the fact that people are still immortal, it's kind of outrageous. In a fast-paced game like this, where getting a pick and getting a kill is very important to secure team fight wins. I think everybody's been arguing that they want damage reduction Immortality Field. So not an Immortality Field, but instead of Immortality Field, they should call it Reduction Field, where you take reduced damage as a team. I'm okay with that change, but Blizzard has gone for the approach of now lowering the minimum threshold from 10 to 20. The fact that they're still immortal doesn't change too much, because the thing is, even at 20% health, they were so low that if this is not really that much of a nerf, because they're still immortal. If you kill a lamp and you deal damage and everyone, like a 200 health person is at 40 health. Now they're at 20, but 40 is still like a sneeze away from dying. If they're going to be low outside the lamp, they're probably going to die anyways. Like as soon as the lamp breaks, they just need to just remove the whole idea of immortality completely. I'm actually, I'm a Baptiste main, guys. I play a lot of Baptiste, and I do think this ability is too loaded. I think Baptiste as a hero itself is way too loaded. He's got too much. He does way too much damage. That window is so big and forgiving. You get double healing through it. You do heal a lot. You got AoE, you got regen burst, and you have a freaking immortality field. Like this guy's got it all. So I think this Baptiste will still be very good despite these changes. Now the next big change is D.Va. Call mech doing 50 to 250 damage. Like what? I mean, it's not like you'd intentionally walk. This is like an accidental. You usually want to mech out of sight, because during your animation you can die very easily, right? Because you're sitting still. This is a very unique change, and then people are memeing about this being a like a grav mech combo. Instead of bombing, you just like, oh, they're grabbed, let me just walk up to them and re-mech really quick to get some burst. This is interesting because this instantly kills an enemy. Instantly. If you're trying to kill the baby D.Va and you re-mech in front of them and you touch them, you're just dead. You're actually just dead. That's this. This should be the title of the video. It's like, what? Remech grav combo? Question mark? There's a face for it. I mean, I don't think they really needed to do this. I think D.Va's fine. Arguably, she's really good. What's the point of this? This just gives you more chances of an accidental kill. I'm not a fan of this. I think you could just leave it at 50. I don't think it's something fun. Yeah. I mean, you just get random kills. For the most part, you're probably still going to be remeching around corners, being safe. It just like desensitizes people to like go for the baby D.Va just in case like you don't hit her because her hitbox is really wonky when she strafes and then she remechs in your face. Yeah, it makes it more fun, but like, oh, you know what? Maybe to stop people from staggering baby D.Va. That's actually a pretty good argument for it. But honestly, I think D.Va's really good right now. She's good in the meta. She's a solid hero, good matrix, 4-second booster right now. I think this is like, she's fine right now. I don't think this was necessary. But it doesn't make her OP or anything. Just you're gonna get some accidental kills, which will frustrate some. But for D.Va mains, they're gonna be like, oh, okay. They're like, oh, I got lost my mech. All right, whatever, it's fine. I'll get the subs. I saw 2 people subscribe in the middle of this. I'll get them after I finish this video. Echo. Duplicate ends. Echo will return to the health value she had prior to activating the ability or to 100 health, whatever is higher. This is what people were asking for when the hero first came out. The fact that Duplicate gave you an extra life was kind of ridiculous because you full heal. Like if you're at 20 health and you duplicate, you get full health whatever you clone, and then when you get out of Duplicate, you get full 200 health again. It was kind of ridiculous. He's to go through so much HP to kill her. So this was fine. This is what people were asking for at the beginning. I mean, the problem right now is that they're nerfing Echo in this regard when McCree is very meta. So, I think they need to touch McCree. If they touch McCree, then we'll see more. Despite the Echo nerfs, this will put her more in line. The reason why we don't see her that much is, yeah, McCree. And we're at this is alphabetical order. We're at B, D, E, M. I don't see McCree here, guys. People are going to be like, oh, nerf McCree? Really? Yes, McCree is meta as hell. The proof is in the pudding, man. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, McCree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 out of 10 is McCree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10, McCree. 1 Echo player here. Can you guys see this? Is it cutting out? You guys can kind of see the most played on the left side, right? It's a little bit cut off on the screen here. But McCree is very much in the meta, which kind of, yeah, makes Echo kind of tough to play. And this will definitely make her not played until McCree gets touched right now. I always thought the 225 health of McCree back in the day was kind of unnecessary, despite the lower like fire rate. What they could do is either revert the HP. If you want to keep the HP, you can lower the flashbang range, because the flashbang range is kind of nuts. The extra tankiness on McCree right now allows him to survive so many breakpoints. Like as an Ana yesterday, I was dueling a McCree who I technically was out of position, and I hit a shot, nade, shot, and he still lives, even though I should be rewarded by hitting 3 things on him as an Ana. I hit 2 shots and a nade, and he still gets to beat me because he's McCree. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bit too much for McCree. Anyways, enough about McCree. He's not even on this list. Moira. A little Moira buff. Biotic Orb reducing the cooldown. This is actually fine. Moira is not very meta at all. She kind of gets outshined right now by Baptiste in terms of raw healing output. So this could put her back in line. I'm okay with this because they did nerf her a few times in the past. Orisa Halt. Wow. We get a mini graviton surge every 6 seconds. This is effectively, relatively speaking, 8 to 6 is a 25% cooldown reduction. 25% CDR on Halt. Okay, anybody play League? 25% is a lot. Okay. Obviously, the Halt range is now, what, 4 meters instead of the previous 7? But I'm doing a visualizer video right now, which might be live very soon when you watch this. And I mean, the 4 meters is still pretty decent. You can definitely still pull some people, and pulling them off a 6-second cooldown, that's really short. By the time you fire it and use it, the next one's already going to be up. She's going to be very disruptive. Orisa was also buffed in the previous patch where she was Stampede Orisa, because with Fortify now you still have what's that called? You don't get what did they do in the previous Orisa patch? You can't get headshot anymore in Fortify. So she was, honestly, everyone thought she was going to be really broken and OP, but she's kind of like not really in the meta. But if this goes through, she's probably going to be meta. And Reinhardt, they're going to nerf him now because Rush is meta. So right now, the meta, as we speak, April 4th or April 15th, 2021, is Rein D.Va or Rein Zarya. Reinhardt is the main core, and they're going to take some power away from Rein because they buffed his hammer last time. Just reducing some of his armor. I think that's fine. Like, people are going to complain that Rein isn't, like, he doesn't need this, but I don't know. They want to address the meta in some way. I actually think Rein is still going to be fine because that hammer damage is still buffed. And with Erisa getting this to halt them together every 6 seconds with Baptiste directs, yeah, you won't heal them both as well, but the direct doing 70, I actually think what we're going to see if all these things go through is a Rein Erisa meta. Rein Erisa together. Every 6 seconds, you pull them close together, and then Reinhardt swings through them all. Pew, pew, pew. I think a damage I think reverting the damage and then keeping that could also be an alternative to make him more tanky. Because right now, Rein does a lot per swing, but it is what it is. And they're going to buff some Roadhog to put him back in line, 6 to 6.6, to help guarantee the one-shots when you hook someone. Roadhog right now is kind of fallen out of the meta because Rein is so good. Zarya's fine. Zarya's good right now. Zarya kind of bubbles whoever Hog hooks, and then D.Va can pretty much eat a lot of Roadhog's abilities. It's very easy to eat as a D.Va. Like, every time he hooks someone, he wants a scrap gun and shoot them. The D.Va eats it. So Roadhog was falling out, so they kind of gave him some power. I'm fine with that. And then finally, we have Sombra, her stealth. The fade time. So the time in between unstealthing and re-stealthing is now reduced. This probably feels really nice. And she's faster in stealth. So give some love to Sombra. Fitzy's rejoicing. That's for sure. I think this is okay. So the biggest winners and losers, I think they need to do more to the TLDR. They need to do more nerfs to Baptiste. Unnecessary on D.Va. This is good for Echo. This is good for Moira. This is scary. I don't like this for Erisa. This is Reinhardt 1 is fine. Roadhog 1 is fine. Sombra 1 is fine. What they really need to do in this patch is address McCree. That's my takeaway points. And yeah, that's it for the patch rundown. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the KarQives. Chat, say goodbye.